Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Dance the Alphabet class. My name is Christy White. I am the marketing manager here at Kids and Company, and we're so excited to be able to provide this opportunity for our families today. We hope that you're all ready to get up and dance. Connie Bergstein Dow is our presenter today, and she has had a long career as a dance educator. Born and raised in Ohio, she danced professionally for 12 years, which took her around the US to Venezuela, Guatemala, and back to Ohio. She has taught dance in colleges, conservatories, studios, and public and private schools. She has taught students who are having their first dance experience at 3 years old, much like a lot of your children today, senior adults in wheelchairs, and every age in between. Also an author, she has written 3 books about movement, including the picture book From A to Z with Energy, 26 Ways to Move and Play by Free Spirit Publishing. If at any time you have any questions, please feel free to use the Q&A or the chat function at the bottom of your screen, and we will get to those at the end of today's class. Over to you, Connie.
Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here, and I just want to tell you that if you have a space for dancing, if you're a grown-up or a child, please join in. We're going to start at the beginning with the letter A. Ready, set, alphabet. Here we go. This is the letter A. It's the first letter in the word arms. So we're going to start by warming up our arms. Let's just say hello first with our hands. Other hand, both hands, wave high and low. And now take your fingers and move them. We're going to move our joints. Figure out how everything moves in our arms. Can you move your elbows? As many ways as you can think of. Move your elbows. And then where our arms join our body, our shoulders. Let's circle our shoulders and circle them the other way. Take them up and down. Say, I don't know. One up and one down. And let's take our arms overhead and down to the floor and open and close. And can you clap behind and cross in front? Clap behind, cross in front, and stretch to the side and the other side. And shake everything out. Did you know your arms could move in so many different ways? Next letter is B. Gotta make sure I hold this the right way so you can see it. B is the first letter in the word bounce. So now we're gonna warm up our legs a little bit. Stand nice and tall and bend your knees gently and just little bounces. And now take your heels off the floor, make your bounces a little higher, a little faster, and take them all the way to jumping. Go, jump, 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 jump. C is for, I'm going to hold this in front of my shirt so you can see better. C is the first letter in the word clap. So I would like you to clap and count along with me as we march. So clap your hands and march. We're going to count to 8 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let's count to 4. And on the second 4, we're going to count to 4 and then 4 again. On the second 4, you're going to balance on one foot. Here we go. March, 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 balance. And march, 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 and balance. And again, march, faster, march, march, and balance. And march, 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 and balance. Let's take 8 counts to march and clap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's go to D. D is the first letter in the word drum. Here is my drum. It's also the first letter in the word down. So we're going to do a little down and up with the drum. I'm going to count to 8, and I'd like you to take all 8 counts to go down to the floor, all the way from standing down to the floor. And then you're going to take 8 counts to come back up. So it's going to be pretty slow. And where do you think you should be halfway? You should be halfway on count 4. So let's try that. Start going down. 1, 2, 3, halfway. 5, 6, 7, all the way down to the floor. 8, you should be sitting on the floor. Now try it coming up. 1, 2, 3, halfway. 5, 6, 7, all the way up. Let's do it in 4 counts. So you should be halfway on count 2. Here we go. 1, halfway down. 3, all the way down to the floor. And coming back up. 1, 2, halfway. 3, 4. Let's try that one again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try it in 2 counts. On count 1, you better be halfway down. You're going to make it in 2 counts. Here we go. 1, 2. And stand up in 2. 1, 2. Try that one again. 1, 2. And 1, 2. Yep, we're going to do it in 1 count. Ready? And 1, all the way down. And 1, all the way up. And all the way down. All the way up. All right. By now, you should feel like you're starting to get warmed up and starting to feel your energy kicking in. E is for energy. So we're going to do some movement opposites all through the alphabet today. We just did one, which was down and up. This one for E is going to be energetic and tired. When you feel really energetic, do you just feel fidgety and shaky and jumpy and hoppy and just want to move everything? Try that. Go. Get all your energy out. Now, feel like you're really tired, the opposite of energetic. Oh, your muscles are so tired. And now feel energetic again and tired. And energetic. And let's stop at that one. So I want you to keep your energy up. Next letter is F. F is the first letter in the word floppy. And this is another movement opposite. So, do you ever watch your mom and dad or a grown-up cook spaghetti? And they take it out of the box and it's really stiff and straight. And then they drop it into the boiling water in the pan and it gets real floppy and soft. So that's an opposite, straight and floppy. So pretend like you're the spaghetti that just came out of the box and you're really straight and tall. Now jump into the pan and be floppy. And jump out of the pan and be straight. And jump in the pan and be floppy. And out. And back in. And let's finish out of the pot. Right where you are, we're going to do another opposite. Also starts with the letter F. It's for fast. So right in place, try marching as fast as you can. Go. March, 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 fast as you can. And now pretend like you're a superhero in an action film. And you're running as fast as you can to get to save the bad guy, to get to save somebody from the bad guy. But the movie goes in slow motion all of a sudden. So try to run as fast as you can, but the movie slows you down and you're in slow motion now. So run in slow motion. And now run fast in place. And slow motion. And one more time fast. So that's the opposite, fast and slow. And for our next letter, G, we're also going to have 2 opposites. The first one is giant steps and baby steps. So find a place in your space where you can make a big circle. And first start out with giant steps and go all the way around your circle with giant steps. as big as you can make them. Stretch your legs, go. Stretch your legs, stretch your feet, as big as you can. Walk all the way around your circle. Now turn around, and you're going to go back the other way, but you're going to go with baby steps. Go, little tiny baby steps. See how many more steps it's going to take to make that circle. That's another opposite. Did you finish your circle? Okay, we're going to do one more with G. Do you know what this sign says? G-O. Go. And how about this sign? You might have seen this on the street when you're driving in the car with somebody or when you're walking. So this is stop. So these are opposites. Go and stop. Go back to taking your giant steps around your big circle. And while I have my sign here, I want you to go. So go. And now stop. And go. And stop. We're going to do another game with this later. But right now we're going to move on to H. H makes a really fun word that can make an opposite. So H is the first letter in the word hot. And what would the opposite of hot be? It would be cold. Let's start with hot. Imagine it's a really hot summer day and you don't have your shoes on and there's a driveway, a blacktop driveway that gets very hot in the summer. And you're going to go across the driveway with your bare feet. Okay, it's really hot, go. Run across the driveway. And now the opposite of that is cold. We're going to imagine that the driveway turned into ice. So let me see how you can slip and slide across the ice. Try not to fall. And slip and slide across the ice. Okay, that brings us to I for ice skate. So we're going to imagine that we're going to put our ice skates on. So everybody just take your foot and put your ice skate on and lace it up. Do that on the other foot and lace it up. And stand up and get ready to go onto the ice. Here we go and begin skating. And skate in a nice rhythm, one leg and the other, and skate. And imagine that you're making straight lines on the ice as you skate. And now can you try curvy lines? What about skating backwards? Can you try that? Try skating on one leg, one foot. Take the other leg out behind you. You may have seen skaters do that. Can you try that? And try that on the other leg. And now try turning on the ice. Ice skaters can turn really fast because the ice is so slippery. Now try turning the other way. One last thing, try skating on one foot and turning at the same time. Okay, skate to the edge of the ice and take your skates off. And let's get ready for this one. This is a fun letter because it's the first letter in the word jump. So we're going to jump, take a few practice jumps, go. Jump as high as you can. Now try jumping and making the letter J in the air. And try it again. Make it maybe on the other side. One more time. Okay. K is the first letter in the word kick. We're going to try some different kinds of kicks. So stand nice and tall and kick one of your legs to the front. And now kick it to the back. And now kick it to the front and the back and the front and the back. And kick it to the side. And put it down and pick up the other one. And kick it to the front and to the back, just like you did on the other side. And front and back and front and back.
kick it to the side, and put it down. Now we're going to try a jump kick. So jump and kick at the same time, almost like a karate kick. And try that on the other side. Jump and kick. Now try jumping, kicking, and turning all at the same time. Go. Try it again. And now try it on the other side. How'd you do? That's fun, isn't it? Now we are ready for L. L is the first word in light. And this is a fun opposite. Light, not like a light switch or a light that like a lamp, but this is light. It's a feeling of lightness. So imagine that you have a balloon. Have you ever had a balloon that you're carrying and you accidentally let it go and it floated up into the air? Imagine you're that balloon and you're floating in the air and you're light and you feel like a feather and you're floating through the clouds. And look down and see what you see below you. You're way up high in the sky because you're so light. Now float down, little balloons, all the way to the ground. And I want you to pretend like you're picking up your school backpack. And I want you to take some really heavy rocks and put it inside your backpack. As many as you can. Put as many as you can in there. Get it really heavy. Okay, now put it on. Ooh, and now walk around like you can't believe how much weight you have on your back. And walk around. Oh, that's a really different feeling, isn't it? Now feel light again. Take that backpack off. Okay. Let's go to M. M is the first letter in the word marching, which we've already done some of, but we're going to do some marching again for another opposite. So I'd like you to march facing me and just do some regular marching. And now turn away and face backward from me and march. So that's the movement opposite forward and back. So turn around and face me again. And turn away and keep marching. And now march forward and backward and forward and back. Now we'll do it quickly. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, and forward, back. Good. That brings us to N, another opposite. Can you see this sparkly stick? It's very straight and narrow. See if you can make yourself into a very straight, narrow shape, like my stick or like a pencil. Okay, now change your shape to make it really wide, like an elephant or a giant dinosaur, great big wide shape. Okay, feel the difference? Straight, tall, and narrow. Great, big, and wide. Can you move around in your narrow shape? Try moving around in your narrow shape. Switch to wide and move around in your great, big, wide shape. Okay. Next letter is O. Another opposite we're going to do, on and off. So I'd like you to pick one spot in your room where you have lots of room to move around, and that's going to be your spot for this little opposite, and that's on your spot. So let's think of all the things we can do on our spot without moving away from our spot. So first we'll try on our spot. So let's try that bounce that we did earlier, bounce, a little bit of bouncing. Try that on one leg, but stay on your spot, and try that on the other leg, staying on your spot. Try it a little higher. You can do some jumping and hopping, but always landing on your spot. Okay, Let's try going down to the ground. You're still on your spot, and try spinning around on your spot. While you're on your seat, you're still on your spot, but you're spinning around. Now spin around the other way. Now take your legs and move them all around in every direction that you can. Now let's stand up and do the same thing with our arms. Move your arms all around. You can turn your body, you can bend, you can stretch. Let's stretch. What else can you think of that you can do on your spot? Take a second and see if you can think of something else to do on your spot. Don't go away from it. Try to stay right there. That's a lot of movements without even moving away from one spot in your room. Now we're going to try off your spot. So what I'd like you to do is turn into a direction that you see some room, and I want you to take 5 giant steps to that direction. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn around and take baby steps back to your spot. Go. Okay, you're back on your spot. This time, turn to another direction and take 3 turns away from your spot. Go. 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns. Turn around and look at your spot and go back there doing hops. Hop, 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 hop. Are you back on your spot? We'll do one more. Think about your favorite animal and think about how it moves and think about how it makes noise. And take that movement and that noise and move away from your spot for 10 counts. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Stop. Now I want you to move backwards like your animal back to your spot. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. Okay, next letter, P. The first letter in one of my favorite things, popcorn. Before we do this activity, let's practice counting from 10 to 1. So we're going to count down backwards, just like a rocket ship taking off. So let's count together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, get down on the ground, be a tiny, tiny little kernel of popcorn. And as we count together from 10 to 1, our pan is going to be heating up. We're going to start shaking a little bit. And when we get to 1, you can explode into a piece of popcorn and you can jump all around the room. Okay, you ready? Tiny, tiny little piece of popcorn. Count with me. 10, 9, shake a little bit, 8. You're getting hot. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop all around the room, little popcorns, go. Jump, 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 jump. Good job. We're ready for Q. Q is the first letter in the word quiet. So that's another fun movement opposite. We're going to do quiet and loud. So we're going to go all around the room, tiptoeing very quietly. Go. Tiptoe, tiptoe. Good. I didn't hear anything. Good job. Let's do the opposite. Stomp like a dinosaur. Go. Stomp. Stomp, 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 stomp. How much noise can you make with your feet? Stomp, 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 stomp. Good. We're ready for R. This is going to be an easy one. We're going to take a rest for R, a really quick rest. So go down to the floor if you like to sit for a minute while I tell you about S, the squiggly letter. There we go. Do you remember stop? So we're going to do a dance game. We're going to, it's a dance and stop game, or you might all have done it, and it's also called dance and freeze. So I'm going to play some music. I'm going to have this cue for you to see, and I'm also going to, you're going to be able to hear the music when you should dance. And when I stop the music and turn the sign to stop, then you freeze. All right? Everybody ready? Go. However you want to dance. Try any of the things we've been doing today. Hopping, jumping, turning, stomping. Freeze. Okay, I'm going to make it trickier. Now when I stop the music and put the stop sign up, I'm going to give you a shape to make, or a position to freeze in. Okay, here we go. Freeze on one foot. Hold it, balance. Freeze with one hand touching the wall. Freeze with your nose touching the floor. And freeze in the shape of the letter T. Okay. Now for one more thing for T, make a twisty shape in your body like a pretzel. Now make another one and make one more. Now do your first shape again, and your second, and your third shape. One more time. One shape, second shape, third shape. Good. For you, can you make this shape in your body? The shape of a U? There's different ways to do it. And you might want to do an upside down U. U is the first letter in the word upside down. So try an upside down U. Try the same thing for V. Make a V in your body, and then make an upside down V. For W, we're going to do one last opposite. W is the first letter in the word wet. So let's imagine it's a rainy day, and we're going to go outside and we're going to jump in a giant mud puddle that's right outside your door. Okay, so here we are at the mud puddle, and I want you to take a running start and jump as high as you can and splash into that puddle. Get yourself completely wet and muddy. Okay, now you're in the puddle now. Splash all over yourself, get mud in your hair, splash somebody else, splash anyone else that's in the room. Oh my goodness, we're all a muddy mess. Okay, jump out of the puddle. Somebody hands you a nice clean towel and everybody dry off. Dry your hair, dry your arms and your hands and your chest and your back and your legs. Okay, that's the opposite, wet and dry. We are almost finished with the alphabet, the letter X. And now we're going to start quieting down. So everybody make a giant X in your body. Take a deep breath and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Change your X into a Y. And take a bow for all that lovely dancing. And for Z, imagine you're going to sleep and say, Zzz. We danced our way all the way through the alphabet. I hope you all had a lot of fun today. And I just want to tell you that I want to tell you and I want to tell your parents that I have a website called Moving is Learning. It's www.movingislearning.com. And I have lots of information about movement on that website. And I have a blog that I've been doing since 2011. And I have so many activities for children on that website. So please check it out if you're interested. Please contact me if you have any questions. I'm happy to talk to you. I love movement. It's my passion. So I'm always happy to talk.
Thank you so much, Connie, and thank you everyone for joining us today. I don't think we had any questions that need to be addressed right now at the end. So thank you again, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye.